Candy Podcast, episode 919.
Oh, you sound like a baseball announcer. It's like baseball season, Brain Candy Podcast.
Yeah, and we're going to be going to a baseball game pretty soon, me and you.
Oh, are
in
we?
Pittsburgh.
That's right. Oh,
You're going
how
to catch
fun.
Buc Fever. There's no cure.
I do love a baseball game, and I know why you love a baseball game. Wieners galore.
What if that were the reason I love baseball games? Just
Well,
wieners.
it's one of the reasons I
It's
love
a big
it.
Factor.
I
It's a
love
big factor.
the hangout. It feels like tailgating while watching a game.
That is true.
You know,
it's casual.
It's casual.
You can go in
feeling.
and out. Listen,
I love it. I really
I'm
do.
going to send you something, and it's going to disturb the heck out of you.
Oh, no. Oh, well, okay.
Okay, because
At
this
least
is
you warned
relating
me.
to baseball. So, speaking of the Buccos, the Pittsburgh Pirates, there was an incident at the Pirates game recently where a fella, he was just super stoked. There was like a really good play. He jumped up in like exuberance.
Yeah.
And he fell right over a 20-foot wall onto the field. And I'm going to send you the video and you're going to watch it.
Oh, no.
And you will not believe your eyes because it looks like a crash test dummy. It does not look like a real person. I'm telling you, it's so horrifying, but I'm now making you experiencing it.
Oh, God.
Experience it.
Oh! Why would you do that to me?
I can't quit thinking about it.
Susie, Louise.
Louise. She Louised me, everybody.
Oh, I feel it in my fucking bones.
I actually do feel bad now. I didn't think you'd react that intensely, actually.
I will not be able to get that visual out of my head for a minute.
Watch it again, though.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. Oh, I don't need to.
Okay.
It's in there.
Doesn't it seem like if you do watch it out there, it seems like it defies the laws of physics.
It seems like he may have gone into panic and done that catatonic
like
kind
he
of thing.
Stiffed up,
because his
up.
body looked like he
rigor
lost
mortis.
like control of. He probably tried and flailed, realized it's kind of like they say when you jump off a building, you die of a heart attack on the way down because it freaks you out. Like you get so afraid.
Yeah, you think that's what happened? Like he just sort of.
I mean, something similar where your
like
body
his body
goes
shut
into
down.
some sort of like catatonic state. Like
He did not die, I should say. I really should have
that's
said that
very
earlier.
important to say. And there's footage of my mom falling off of the building that her friends have seen, and I refuse to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch my mom doing
Can't
that.
do it.
Yeah.
And then she laid there for an hour
That's
on
really
the
sad.
cement. Like, I can't even imagine that.
I'm so glad that she's here with us because that
me
seems
too.
like a miracle.
It is a miracle. And it's
And
a
I
miracle
felt
that
like
man's
that-
alive.
It really is.
Yes.
And in a way, I mean, not to make light, although I've already done that. It's like the reason that he survived is also the reason that it happened, which is that he was inebriated. So he didn't like have that thing happen where you sort of are totally aware. It seemed like he was sort of loose enough.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
That is horrifying.
He had a skull fracture.
I don't want Buc Fever.
No cure.
It
no
looks
cure.
dangerous.
It does, Sarah, but we'll be careful.
Okay.
Okay.
Oof.
Anyway, so that'll be fun for us.
Wait, what about the
sorry.
Pittsburgh Pirates? Isn't that a thing?
That's it. But they call them the Bucks because it's like Buccaneers. It's like pirates.
Oh, okay.
It is weird. I get it. Why you're confused.
I'm sorry. I was thinking.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time camping. I see herds of deer. I was thinking bucks like deer.
No, B-U-C.
Which would also be I don't know shit about baseball.
No, it's just like a little. Well, because we have a mascot, the pirate. Well, the pirate parrot. But then, do you remember that Tim Beggy was the
Yes.
buccaneer.
Yes.
And that's when he went skinny dipping and then got arrested.
Oh, in the fountain.
And this was like big news here in the city before he was on Road Rules, that the buccaneer got arrested for skinny dipping in a public pool.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. You're welcome, everybody. You've learned a lot already.
5 minutes in.
This isn't in my notes, but I was fascinated by yesterday's news did you see the clip of the president of France getting smacked in the face?
I
by
sure
his wife?
did. And them trying to say, oh, it was a playful tussle. We joke like this. Let me tell you, if any partner ever tried to joke with me by coming anywhere near my face.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to ask you. So like she is not visible on camera, but her hand sure is when it comes into frame and smacks him right in the face. And it's almost like a shove of the face, not a smack or a slap. And then he sort of is deer in headlights because he's looking up and he is on camera and he sees all the cameras and he's sort of like stunned and then he recovers and he waves like a normal president. But like, okay.
Let's play what could have been going on.
I have no
answers right now.
Okay, that's interesting because I hate to admit this, but my first instinct was like, that bitch is crazy. Like, what the fuck?
First instinct too.
Oh, Sarah, this is not good for our brand at all.
I know.
Because I was with Kelly and Adam at the time, and they were both like, their first instinct was, what did he do? He cheated, or he was flirting with the air hostess, as Adam would say.
I went to...
That bitch is crazy.
She's...
Well, because what are you doing? Even if he was cheating, get a hold of yourself.
This is not good, but I know we have no context. We don't have the full story. I know I
don't think violence is the answer. Even
I
if he
don't
is
either.
Cheating.
I don't either. And that's it. And I can remember a time where I acted out and I was told by a therapist.
Yours was so mild.
I know.
You should really clarify because you make it sound like you were.
I did. Okay, I got in a fight with my ex-husband. We were in a hotel room across the room from each other. And I had a water bottle, one of those really flimsy ones that you could like collapse, like real,
1 inch of water left in it.
Yeah. And so there's barely any water. I had like half the water bottle. Then I got really upset. He wasn't listening to me. I opened the water bottle and I splashed him with water.
I thought you threw the bottle.
No, and then I didn't throw the water bottle. No, I opened the water bottle. I splashed him with it.
That is nothing. I've never done that, but that is no big whoop.
It felt like very reality television show. Like, I wish, listen to me. Like, I just like sprayed water and then I'm sure I chucked it somewhere. But at that point, it's like empty.
I don't even think you should be sorry about that.
And then he was like, it's like, that was abusive.
And
then I told a therapist, my ex in therapy.
That is embarrassing.
And I said, listen, I have been on reality television. That was not abusive. That was not anything that could, if it can't get me kicked off a reality show.
That is a great way to know.
Then that is not abuse, sir.
Although there is verbal abuse, that's not what we're talking about.
No,
but
that's not what we're talking about.
Like physical stuff.
If security didn't even intervene, anytime splash with water,
they would have handed you another water bottle.
Until you throw the wine bottle at somebody's head. Like, you know, I'm not promoting violence or condoning violence. I'm just saying, but
that is a riot.
And so I got, scolded by that. No, there's nothing that he could have done that should lead me to basically
that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Act out in a way that is like not healthy, and I don't know.
No, I think that's stupid advice because we're talking about water,
right?
Water droplets.
It feels like, as a woman, our best move.
It's like the perfect amount.
Take a glass of water and splash it in somebody's face. It feels romanticized almost. And water, right?
Right. If you were in church, they would call it a blessing.
Right.
I'll tell you what else is a blessing, and that is daily look, because I'll tell you, I do not like going shopping. I do not.
No.
Please pick my clothes for me.
I don't know how to look at something and imagine it like on my body. Like when I get so overwhelmed when I shop in the store, I go, I don't know what to put together. I don't know what.
You're great at picking clothes for other people.
I cannot do it for myself.
Yeah, I could see that. That's so funny.
So I need somebody else to do it.
This is the perfect solution. If you're like Sarah or if you're lazy like me, they have actual human beings who read the results of your style quiz and get the sense of like who you want to dress like, what you want to dress like, where you're going, what you're doing, where you normally shop, your budget, all that. And then they send you a box of clothes that you will love with all your heart. And then you can decide, do I want this or not? And if you don't, you just send it right back. It's so nice. So
One of my most well-dressed friends, I went to her house the other day and there was a daily look box on her porch.
That tracks.
And I was like, no wonder.
Right.
See, I didn't say like, what? You're not even picking out your own outfits. But what I wanted to say is, oh my God, you look so cute.
Yeah, you look so cute.
Oh, and I do tell her that all the time because she freaking does look so cute.
And now you can look super cute. It's time to get your own personal stylist with Daily Look. Head to dailylook.com, take your style quiz, use code BRAINCANDY for 50% off your first order. Once again, that's dailylook.com for 50% off your first order. And make sure you use our promo code BRAINCANDY so they know we sent you. One last time, Daily Look and promo code BRAINCANDY.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're in agreement that violence is not the answer.
No, not the answer.
Keep your hands to yourself, ma'am.
Definitely not. Don't put your hands on another person. Terrible. Not okay.
But also, like, what do you think's going to happen? They're just going to stick with this story of like, oh, we were just joking.
Yeah. And brush over it. Something else is going to come up and happen.
All right, I agree. We'll
I
see.
wish I had, like, I can't think of any scenario that would make me push somebody in the face like that unless I felt really, like, backed into a corner and, like...
I mean, yeah, he would have had to done something really awful, like called me a terrible name.
Right.
Or cheated right there in the bathroom of the plane.
Oh, yeah, what if?
You know, with the flight attendant or something.
Okay, I didn't even think about that
That's what Kelly was like, what did he do with the flight attendant? Or as Adam says, the air hostess.
I need to know the full story. I need to know their history. This is very interesting
dynamic?
Now. Yeah, what's the dynamic?
Or is she like a real physical comedian? And it was just a old joke.
Yeah, maybe she did that thing of like, oh, what's that on your shirt? Boop, got your nose. Like, right. You know, the old
I love it.
Flick of the nose that nobody likes.
This story.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay, also, this is another topical thing. Are you following the P Diddy trial at all?
I'm dipping in and out.
Yeah. It's gross.
It is really gross. It's really hard. It's really sad.
For sure.
All the people that were involved, all the victims and the different artists that were victims of a power differential.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is I mean, I think it just like highlights like what can happen when there is a power differential and people left unchecked.
Well, and the whole entertainment business is sort of built to like exploit people, you know?
Yes.
But like Gretchen sent me a text. My sister Gretchen sent me a text. I don't know if you've seen any of the courtroom drawings, but she said, I think the guy who drew Sarah's caricature is also the P Diddy sketch artist. I'm going to send it to you.
No! That's funny. The one who did. You know what's, I mean, this is like, okay, we're talking about the P Diddy trial, but my girlfriend and I have decided we're going to have our own caricature drawing night, date night. And because we both believe we could do better than that guy.
For Sure.
And we're going to do caricatures of each other. So stay tuned for that fun. We should videotape the whole thing.
Yes, you should. Look at this image that I sent you. Wait till you see. It's really something. This is someone who is a professional artist.
No.
That beautiful lady looks like a sumo wrestler.
What? This looks like, who is that artist who did the, like, Matisse? Like, who did what? What the actual fuck is this? This guy is taking, he does not know how to, this is a white man, obviously. This court reporter.
Okay.
This seems to be a case, this feels like a case of I don't know how to draw people of color.
But, but she's pregnant. But
I'm looking at him, Susie. I don't.
I know.
She
totally
looks beautiful
get it.
and fine.
He looks like the movie The Mask, like where that guy. Let me pull up.
Whose ears are that? Look at the ear to eyeball ratio. Help. I know. I gotta know who this caricature.
Seriously, I'm gonna send this other. I
typed caricature. I mean P Diddy. Trial.
This is what P Diddy looks like in that.
Oh, Susie.
I'm serious. No, the actor with the elephantitis syndrome. It's like a syndrome, and I'm saying he's drawing P Diddy as if he has that medical condition.
I need to know who did this.
I need to know who.
I need to know.
Yeah, who is this artiste? Is this a new genre of chalk drawings?
Not everyone is loving the sketches coming out. Yeah. What is his name?
Maybe he's doing it on purpose.
His first name
is Art.
Art Lean. L-I-E-N.
This is like George Glass.
This is like, that's what I'm like, that is a fake name.
No.
He's been in business since 1970. He considers his profession more of a form of journalism than art.
Well, it sounds like he's very old.
I got to see this guy. Yeah.
He would have been like 75 or something.
I think he's just...
He needs to retire. Wonder what other trials he's done.
Oh, gosh.
Good grief. I would hate to see what he would make Harvey Weinstein look like.
No, I would love to see. Can you imagine?
Well, but I'm just saying, if you can make P Diddy look like that, if you're already hideous.
Yeah. This is a case of white guy doesn't know how to draw.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
People of color.
I fucking knew it. This guy.
I knew it. I'm like, I know who this.
I don't think it's a people of color thing.
I don't know.
I think anybody.
No, because he's drawing other people just fine.
Shut up. He's racist.
It's
just like your artist was homophobic.
Maybe whether it's, look at what else he draws.
Wow, those are realistic. Sarah's really poking holes in my theory.
I am.
Here.
I'm just saying, this guy is like, he works for the Daily Cartoonist. He's a Supreme Court artist. He's
a member of the KKK.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I'm glad that we've covered that then.
Interesting.
It was just important to me that I got Gretchen's
He's been drawing court cases for 45 years. He did the trials of Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh.
Wow. And he came out looking like a supermodel.
And so he knows how to draw. That feels intentional or like...
I wouldn't be mad if it were just P. Diddy, but it's also Cassie, the witness, the victim.
What's
survivor.
up with that?
Yeah.
Maybe he's getting a little bit like... It's kind of like, those... I'm sorry, I have to talk about this more. Those tests where they say they give an artist like a dose of LSD and tell him to draw this coffee cup regular. And they go, okay, now take LSD. Now draw the coffee cup. Now take mushrooms. It looks like somebody said, here, have this psilocybin and then draw these courtroom sketches. Because it's like his style, but like loopy.
That's exactly right.
Okay. That's all I had to say.
That is a very good observation.
Thank you.
I would love to interview him about
I would too.
Thing. I would also just like to interview somebody about how great Beam Kids is. And a Brainiac reminded me, Sarah, I don't know how we forgot this, but Beam Kids, which is this delicious green drink that tastes like chocolate milk somehow, was created by Shawn Johnson, the Olympian, who was on Challenge. What's it called?
Oh my gosh,
Champs
she
versus
was.
Pros or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, and I totally forgot.
We are even. I was excited because we were like 1 degree of separation away at working with them as a wonderful sponsor that I love.
I know.
Now
we should be best
we're
friends.
Same family.
Yeah. So thank you to Mac for reminding me. Holy heck, I don't know how I forgot. There's just so many darn challenges now. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, don't they need two gals who love the product so much and people who are big kids and like to drink it to come to some fun event? And
Sean, are you listening?
Hello?
Are you hearing what I'm hearing? We're available.
I dropped them off at a friend's house because she was having surgery and I wanted her to like
still get nutrition.
And everything. And and you want things to taste good too. And and like food that is comfort food in a way, you know. And then I was going to go over there because I was like, oh, I'll mix them up for myself. Gone. So she loved it.
Right. This is not going to linger long. This is so great. I mean, especially for kids, but really for anybody. It's like you get your greens, but they taste delicious like a dessert. And it's just got all the good stuff in it. Fruits, vitamins, pre and probiotics, and then all the things kids need to grow and be strong with their immune systems and stuff. Pediatrician formulated, third-party tested, and you know how we feel about Sean. They've launched a brand new chocolate chip cookie flavor that tastes like dessert and works like a multivitamin. Hello.
I want this.
My picky eater asked for make that a double. Yes. So now there's the perfect time to try it because Beam is offering an exclusive deal for our listeners. For a limited time, you can get up to 35% off plus 2 free gifts when you go to shopbeam.com/braincandy and use code braincandy at checkout. That's shopbeam, BEAM.com/braincandy. Use code braincandy for up to 35% off and 2 free gifts. All right, let me get into like my actual stuff. Okay, this was my favorite thing that I found out this week. This blew my mind. This was in the New Scientist.
Okay.
And they've just recently discovered that your sense of smell correlates with your longevity and your overall health and your cognitive ability. So like if you can smell well, you're probably
okay. Oh my God. I have a friend who is a super smeller and there's longevity in her family.
I guarantee you that they're connected because this is unbelievable data.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
I love knowing that I am.
Are you a good sniffer?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Everybody in my family is. My mom's that person who comes into a house and is like, there's a dog who peed in here and is like, where the dog peed?
My mom's always like, there's a gas leak.
Yes, I'm that person too.
Yeah.
Remember? Well, it was very hard to not detect the one when we were in a hotel room.
We sure smelled that leak.
Yeah, we almost died. Yeah. But
yes. Okay.
Yes.
So they have determined that our nose sensitivity is linked to our cognitive performance. And the worse your sense of smell is, the worse you perform on cognitive assessments.
This makes sense to me.
Okay, why for you?
I'm sorry I cut you off. Keep going.
No, I'm all yours.
Okay, here's why. Because to me, the more you stimulate, like our experiences are in how we... Well, fucking A. Actually, no. Every time I cut, because it's not all of your sensory. That would mean that people who are blind would have less. Then it's not the same. That doesn't track. So it has.
I can tell you why. Every
my theory
other
I debunked as soon as I started saying it out loud.
No, in a way, you got it exactly right because all the other senses go to this like hub, like a railroad hub.
Uh-huh.
Except the smell goes directly to your brain because it's basically in your brain.
Right.
And it skips that middle step.
What is the hub? The hippocampus?
It was something I never heard of. It did not ring a bell. It was just sort of like there's this weird spot
hub. Yeah.
in your brain where everything goes through before you process the information. And the nose is exempt from that. They call it the super highway to memory. It's the memory center and the emotional center of your brain. And so that's why, like, when you smell something horrific, it does feel like emotionally horrible rather than, like, if you see something terrible, like you just saw with that guy falling, it's terrible. But, like, when you smell something, it's so much more primal.
It is.
And it's like you're immersed in it.
And it would make sense that you would need that to go real quick information to your brain.
Yeah, because if it's like,
rotting food.
Exactly. Because you could die
poison. Real easy.
It.
Like to be able to distinguish between whether we could or could not. But I can imagine how the fine tuning, the sensitivity of that would make for more like connections in the brain almost.
Well, that's really what's great is that in addition to it being like a predictor or an indicator of your health or cognition, you can just start working on it. Like exercise.
Is this something you could train?
Yeah. You can buy those little vials of like lavender or whatever, mint, and every day spend 2 to 3 minutes just sniffing stuff. And then they show over time that your cognition and memory improve markedly.
Guys.
I know.
So does this mean, hey, all those little girls who had those magic sniff erasers, we were all like,
oh yeah, the pencils and the markers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is good for you.
Or whatever.
It's
that
like
Mr.
exercise.
Sketch smelly markers.
I
those
have those
smells. Oh, I could smell grape purple right now. Can't you? Black licorice.
Yeah.
Ugh, nobody wanted that. The cherry of the red.
More so, this was also shocking to me. So let's say you do smell something rotten, poop or whatever.
Oh.
Your body starts producing like inflammation. Your inflammation increases.
Wow.
And if you smell something lovely, it decreases. So like they really do have an impact.
Yes.
It's just the smell of what is going on has an impact on your overall health. And so
smell is, wow.
It's so important and we really don't think about it enough. And they say that olfactory dysfunction has been linked to more than 100 conditions, including ALS, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all those things you don't want. And like I said, memory and then cognitive ability and all that. These are huge things.
Huge. This is really important. And I don't know if I talked about this on here because I don't know if I ever like gathered all the information, I don't know, to share this. But there was a study done on Alzheimer's and dementia, and it showed that people who waxed their nose or picked their nose were at higher rates. Like they were more likely to.
This makes sense because
and that makes sense if it connect with olfactory sense and all that. So like, don't wax your nose.
Well, yeah, and it said how like even if you live in a polluted area, just those pollutants going into that region and the molecules going in there can do damage.
Oh my God.
So important.
Keep your nose healthy.
Keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the last data point that I wanted to share. A small trial that tested an early prototype of, I don't know, I guess it was like this scent whatever.
Okay.
Age 60 to 85 found a 226% improvement in verbal memory after 6 months of nightly use. Oh, this was a like a diffuser, and it would shoot out different scents throughout
I
the
saw
night.
this study too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's huge. 226%.
Yeah, that we turns out all those fucking doTERRA ladies were right a little bit.
I couldn't believe it. I have been talking shit on those essential oils, ladies. I was like, that is an oxymoron. Essential oil is an oxymoron.
Turns out
it's not. They are essential.
They are. If you want good cognitive health.
I eat my words.
She does.
And I smell your victory. I did feel bad because I was like, I thought those fools were just bamboozling.
Right. No, it was there was a study that showed lavender has the same effects as Valium, or it acts on the same centers in your brain that Valium does.
Crazy.
And so it has those calming effects. Not because that match perfectly. But if you look at what same areas.
Sitch. Well, I stand corrected, essential oils, ladies.
Yeah.
I
Susie's
admit
buying
defeat.
If you're selling.
Yeah, I will have a doTERRA party or whatever it is.
But what I think what's also important to mention is that knowing that our smell is so important. I joked about smelling those scented markers and everything, but if we can smell something, it means that there are particles.
That's right.
And I care about the particles that are like going into these places. So one of the weird things that I noticed when I got COVID and I lost my sense of smell and taste. I couldn't smell or taste anything. The thing that came back, I can't remember if it came back first or it took. Maybe it was the thing that I could taste first. It was artificial flavors.
Oh, wow.
Those I could taste, but I couldn't taste the real stuff. And that kind of freaked me out about those flavors, about what that is doing.
Yeah, because they're more potent. I could see that.
Yeah. And
like if you have a candy that's banana.
Yeah.
Versus an actual banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, it was in chocolate and it was easy to tell this isn't the real stuff because I can taste it and I can't taste it. And so, yeah, I just feel like we need to be, I don't know, maybe careful about the stuff that we're smelling.
Go with flowers.
Right. Like all the candles that are full of shit.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be using those.
It's such a bummer because the perfumes that are the most effective are so because they have the PFAs or whatever it is. Because
forever chemicals.
There are plenty of organic or non-toxic scents that I love, but they just don't linger in the same way as like the fucking chemicals.
Yeah.
I wish we could sort that out.
If you like a little trick, if you put an like Vaseline or something that's like oil based on your skin before you spray your perfume, it'll help it lock.
That is a good tip.
In there.
Who taught you that?
Fucking like Cosmo Magazine or some shit.
That's a great tip.
Yeah,
I love it.
It will. There's something about, or like maybe this woman I follow who's like, I think she's called the Lavishly Jackie or something like that.
Oh Lord,
this
have mercy.
Very lavish woman who I just love to look at on Instagram.
It's fun.
And she like has a whole wall full of her perfume collection and fancy.
I guarantee you, she has a lot of essential oils going on.
For sure, she's lavish.
She is lavish. And they were right all along. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Okay, moving on. I guess it's a good time for me to talk about something else I love to smell. And that is my ritual vitamins because they smell like freaking mint.
Okay, hello. This is another good point about the smelling stuff. I keep on. I don't even have reproductive organs. I still take the prenatals.
Well,
I like how they taste.
Well, right, and they are good for you apart from those organs.
Seems fine with me.
Yeah, you get what you need from them. I love them because they are just so easy to take and easy on the body. And then Ritual also has the protein powder that I love.
Oh, yes.
Vanilla flavored. super high quality stuff. Everybody's trying to get protein. I'm no different.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? This is steroids happening?
Whoa!
No, that's ritual. That's ritual protein. It's all natural, baby. Currently loving other ritual favorites. They have the gut health. They have the Hyacera
Yeah.
for your skin. They got it all. Why not shake up your ritual? Get 25% off your first month of Ritual when you visit ritual.com/braincandy and add the essential protein today. That's ritual.com/braincandy for 25% off. And they're third party tested too. And I love that about them because you can see for yourself that like they're the real deal. We're building muscle over
so
here.
much out there is full of crap.
I don't want crap.
Fake and phony. I don't either. And too much. No. I want the
Like
real
once
deal.
you get the boob job, then you've maxed out on the fake stuff. You cannot have any more besides Botox and boobs. That's the rule.
And if you're wearing Birkenstocks and Patagonia from head to toe, you can't be using the fake stuff. You gotta be like repping the real stuff.
Okay. Next up, here's a fun fact. Just whatevs.
I love a fun fact.
You know when people are always like telling you to stand up straight, your mom or your grandma or whatever.
Right.
Well, this was like interesting data to me because it was this fun fact is that if you're standing or sitting properly, your head, which is heavier than you'd think,
yes,
exerts 10 to 12 pounds of pressure on your spine. If you're at like a 15-degree angle, which is like bad posture, then it becomes 27 pounds.
Do you and my girlfriend talk behind my back?
No.
And then because she told me this same story the other day.
Does she subscribe to Numlock newsletter?
I mean, maybe she does. Keep going though. This is funny.
Wonder.
I'm just like,
her.
okay. Second time I'm hearing this week.
Okay, and then if you're looking down at your cell phone, it is 49 pounds.
And
that is a heavy ass head.
Here's the thing that she also told me that's really worrisome.
Uh-oh.
When you get into certain positions, when you've been in that bad position for so long, it's kind of like flowers that become heavy and fall over and they can't ever stand back up. Yes. That once there is a point of no return.
Well, I am not doing that.
Your spine becomes so curved that it's
like paralyzed.
Your head you can't maintain that proper position. So we really got to be working on doing that and staying in good posture.
I'm glad your girlfriend is on top of this.
I know.
Okay, Sarah. It's time. We have to talk about it.
What?
Pee Wee Herman documentary.
Oh my God. It came out while I was on Susie, I have been waiting for this for so long. I have not seen it yet. I don't think I've ever waited for the premiere of a documentary or anything.
I know.
In my mind, I kept going, like every week I would say, oh, something really important is happening on the 23rd. Oh yeah, the Pee Wee Herman documentary.
Aww.
Like every week, if not, and then towards it, like maybe daily.
Tell me, like, because I know you are such
and my nephew was born on his due date was the 23rd. So
so you were like, oh, it's the Pee Wee doc.
It's the Pee Wee Herman documentary.
Oh, and that, and New Life.
Right.
Well, what is it? I know that, of course, that you are an enthusiast. Like, you love Pee Wee. It makes you emotional. But, like, what is it that you hoped for?
I'm hoping for? I like...
We're talking about Pee Wee Herman, by the way.
Yes, of course.
Paul Rubens.
I know that he was somebody... Okay.
Yeah.
My therapist has told me before that this was in the past. This was like 15 years ago. That it's like I'm tap dancing through life. Like tap dancing where I'm this was especially when I was on reality TV, like showing up and giving it all to the people and being this version of myself that people want me to be. And then when the curtains close, I'm exhausted and I'm like, oh God, I want to take off the tap shoes and take off the costume. And I just want to like hide out and just be myself. And I feel like he can, I feel like I will see that maybe reflected in his story. Or that will be something that we will maybe share. And I will feel
seen.
Yeah, seen. And obviously his is on such a larger scale, and then this thing that you love might also be this thing that you feel like, oh, I gotta like keep doing this. But but you really there's so much more to you. Like I see him as being this person who had so many sides and so many different facets. And I have a friend who refers to people like that as like prism people, where they like shine many different colors and are very dynamic. And I think he was somebody who, and we only saw like a little bit of that. And I'm interested to see some more of the colors.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't give away too much. I think, well, it's a wonderful documentary. It's 2 parts. Each one's an hour and a half.
Oh, great.
And he was interviewed for 40 hours.
Wow.
And the filmmakers did not know he was dying. So this was done under like false pretenses, because Paul was private and wasn't interested in sharing that part of him. So that is a huge element that's at like the subtext of it, because it's obviously not discussed because they didn't know.
Right.
But we know, because he's dead now, as a viewer, that he is dying, and that is bubbling under the surface. So that's interesting. And then I loved it in part because I know how much you love it, and I liked Pee Wee's Playhouse and everything, but like it wasn't as meaniful to me as it was,
because it was like it raised me.
Well, right, and I can see why now as an adult, looking at the way that it was produced and the artistry of it, and the like countercultural, avant-garde stuff that like really is not my cup of tea in general, but like I can totally see why it spoke to you.
Yeah.
Why it was so important to you. And like you probably felt like it probably spoke to you in a way that most shows wouldn't.
Yeah.
They're just sort of vanilla normally.
Yeah. Right? And it was so much stimulation. It felt like that was what my brain was like on the inside.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, this is my brain on TV.
Yeah, I can see that. And then I guess the takeaway for me is about how not just Paul, but all of us are often like prisoners in a prison of our own making. That, you know, he created this persona of Pee Wee.
Yeah.
And used it as a shield from talking about the things he wanted to avoid, like his sexuality or whatever.
Yeah.
But then sort of resented that like Pee Wee got all the credit, and that Paul, nobody freaking knows that.
Yeah.
As much. Paul Rubens. Okay. Yeah. You know, vaguely that's Pee Wee Herman, but like that's not who you say. Even the film is called Pee Wee as himself.
Oh gosh.
You know?
That's deep.
And so I think like he's still wrestling with that in his interviews, like with this like sort of resentment towards this character he created.
It feels, I mean, not the same, but it just has like, I get the same feeling about it that I do when I think of Richard Simmons.
Uh-huh. Sarah, that's actually really funny you say that, because there's one moment, this doesn't really give it away, it's just like an aside, where they're like in between scenes and Paul is doing interviews, and then he has to text like birthday messages to people, which he famously did. He would text like 15 people every day of like happy birthday, which is obviously very Susie like connection card coded,
Yeah.
where like you're like putting the spotlight on other people, which Richard Simmons famously wrote
Yep.
back to every email he ever freaking got,
Yeah.
which can you even imagine?
Right.
But I think often the people that do that, be it Richard or Paul or me,
Yeah.
are like desperate for people to do it back, right?
Oh.
And so like it's like golden ruling it. Like you're trying to be like, maybe if I do it to other people, then they'll see me, which that is a fruitless exercise. It is never going to work.
I don't even know if it's conscious.
It is not conscious.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
It's saying like, I want to see people and I want to acknowledge them, but like probably that's
yeah.
at the bottom of it. And I thought that when he was like texting people, and you could tell like this was an active service, like a ministry. It's a ministry.
Isn't that because there? As a therapist, there are so many. I hear so many different stories, and even as a client is talking to me and telling me, what they're going through, stories can sound different, but there's a feeling that I'll get over certain themes when stories sound alike, and anytime I get that feeling, it's like, ooh, I got it. This feels the same in my heart as when I heard this other story, and every time, like, yep, there's a connection, there's a pattern, there's something there. There's
like human psychology.
It's like a feeling. The vibes of the energy of those people are the same to me. In that Richard Simmons and Paul Rubens, in the end of their life, give me the same feeling in my heart.
Well, and in their life of like razzle dazzle, but like don't look over here.
Yes.
Like don't look at like the fact that I like dudes.
Right.
Even though neither of them could have been more flamboyant, in my opinion.
Right.
But they're both closeted. Okay. Like it's such a fascinating thing where it's almost like you become it so big that then you could be like, what?
Right.
I'm not that.
Right. Pee Wee Herman is a great Halloween costume.
Literally, while I was watching it, I was like, I have to be Pee Wee Herman.
Okay. Either
we have to be Pee Wee Herman.
Then should I be Miss Yvonne and just make it real funny?
You could be Pee Wee. I'll be Miss Yvonne, or the cowboy guy.
Yeah, Cowboy Curtis.
Or the genie. There's so many good characters.
Mecca like a high, Mecca hiney ho. Mecca like a high, Mecca Johnny ho.
It's so great. You love it. Even if you don't like Pee Wee, you should watch it. It's on Max.
The King of Cartoons. There's so many good characters.
Yeah. Wonderful film. Really impressive filmmaking and storytelling. You'll love it. Let me know, though, once you watch it.
Rita the mail lady? Who's the mail lady?
Reba.
Reba the mail lady.
Yeah. Reba. Yeah, she was in it. And she was talking about how, like, he talked about how important it was for him to, like, be inclusive, but not talk about it. Just be it.
Yeah. And he was, and the jokes are so grown up. That's the funny part, that it is not for kids.
It's disturbing.
It is so.
I was like, Pee Wee.
I know. I mean, I could. It's like I watched that 1,000 times. I love it. No wonder I am the way I am. It makes total sense.
I'll tell you something Miss Yvonne would love, and that's Thrive Cosmetics.
Yes, she would. I think a lot of it. So would Cherry.
So would Pee Wee.
Yeah, so would Pee Wee. So many people.
Did you know that Cherry was like there was a lady inside that chair?
Oh,
it was like a puppet.
I mean, it makes sense. Of course, all of them.
She was like, it's really,
Globy, all of them. They had Conky. There had to be people inside there.
Conky, I don't even know who that is.
That's the robot who gave him the word of the day.
Oh, I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in this case, the word of the day is Thrive. And Thrive Cosmetics, okay, we love them because they're freaking great, but they also donate products and funds to help communities thrive. But they help me thrive because they have that freaking great mascara, the eye brightening.
Yes.
The brilliant eye brightener.
I've recently been a big fan, especially because it is sweaty season. I'm a big fan of the mattifying primer that
I know, you keep bragging about it, and I need to buy it.
Suze, I'm that person who wants to apply my makeup one time and then not ever again for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I get that.
So I put on the primer.
Yeah.
I put on my tinted moisture color correcting
Yeah.
foundation. It's
Yeah.
that I can
CC
layer.
cream.
It's like, super
Yeah.
sheer. I love it. And then I use my cream blush sticks. Stays on all day. I don't have to reapply. That's what I'm
it
looking
is
for.
great.
The mascara is your gateway.
And I've just went to breakfast, I told you, with my friend and her daughter uses the serum for her lashes. And her doctor told her to use it because she was getting like infections from like whatever kind she was using. And they were like, you need to use the good kind. And that was what they said, Thrive.
Love that. I
do
love
too.
that. Yes.
Try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener at a special set price with free shipping, available at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy, or save 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/braincandy for 20% off your first order. Okay.
It's time to get the summer shade. Getting a little too tan.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great problem. All right. I told Adam, I don't even know how to describe what I'm about to describe, but
Okay.
I'm going to do my best. Are you familiar with, on HBO Max, the show The Rehearsal with Nathan Fielder?
Oh, yeah, I am. Yes, he is so funny. I have heard that I need to watch this.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I've seen his other shows.
Yeah, he has like Nathan For You or something like that.
I've heard, and I'm familiar with him and his style of comedy and what he does.
Okay, good. I'm glad you have at least some sense.
Yes.
If you're not familiar, Nathan Fielder is considered, he is a comedian, but I say like he is considered a comedian because he is very dry, very monotone. Some people say he's like
he's
spectrum.
a performance artist.
Totally. Speaking of avant-garde, this is very much like
it
conceptual
absolutely
art.
Is that. This is like Sacha Baron Cohen doing
Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
Yeah. Where their goal, yes, they want to make you laugh, but they're sort of trying to provoke you.
Yes.
They want to make you feel things. Sometimes it's more than just comedy. It's like a discomfort.
Right. And usually somebody else is not in on it, and the discomfort that somebody else is experiencing who's not in on it is what we as the viewers find funny.
Yes. And it is.
The tension he creates.
He has a show on HBO Max called The Rehearsal. This is season 2 that's out now. It's just finished. The finale just came out. And I watched this show, and I do like it, but it does make me uncomfortable. But each season is different. So this season, the premise was that Nathan Fielder, out of nowhere, has this sort of like obsession with aviation. And he, over decades, has like studied flight logs and like the transcripts of flights that have crashed.
Okay.
And he believes that a big problem causing these or contributing to these crashes is a lack of communication between the captain and the co-pilot or co-captain, whatever the underling is. Mm-hmm. And so he believes that airlines could prevent some of these accidents by having different training or protocols, or maybe you have like a duo that's like always together and they know how they communicate with each other. And so he's dealing with this very serious subject matter, but in a Nathan Fielder way, which is totally bizarro comedy and like orthogonal to his goal, which is saving lives. And so he's simulating an airport. He's hiring all these actors to play everyone in the airport. You know how it is. Oh, maybe you don't. But like he's creating like simulations. That's why it's called The Rehearsal.
Right,
Whatever. And there's these fake planes and these real pilots are being used in this. And you know how that is too? Like, it's all these like real people.
Yes.
They're freaking real. And he is like creating this goonball show. Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but by the finale, I guess what I'm saying is I think he was successful.
That's what I want to know. Are we going to have changed policies because
I think so. I think so.
This feels like the snake bite guy.
Yeah. Yes, totally. Like, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Because okay, let me give you an example. One episode, he decides he's going to recreate the Miracle on the Hudson.
Yeah, got it.
Pilot Sully Sullenberg.
Yes.
It has hit a bunch of fucking pigeons or whatever the heck.
Yes.
And his plane's going down.
Yeah.
And so we have the transcript. They do not allow cameras in cockpits, which to me is ridiculous. And so you can read what these pilots say to each other, but you don't know what they looked at each other like. You can't tell like their body language, what else was going on in there that was quiet. And so all we know is like at one point, Sully says to his co-captain, like, you got any ideas? Which Nathan is arguing is great. That is the head guy asking the lower guy, like, do you, like avoiding sort of this dictator.
Yes.
And then I forget the number, but there's like 43 seconds of silence. It's like an extended period of silence in the cockpit. We don't know what happened. Well, leading up to this, Nathan has read Sully Sullenberg's memoir. And just
the work that went into this is
you don't even know the half of it. By the finale, you'll be like, what did I just watch?
Okay, I have to see it now. I even know the ending. I still okay. I love this.
Okay. So at a certain point in the memoir, Nathan notices that like Sully starts talking about music a lot. And like in the timeline of his life, it's exactly when the iPod came out. So Nathan has decided that Sully got an iPod and that's why he's like really getting into music, and that he's like grown attached to certain musical artists. And the main one is Evanescence.
Oh my God. Okay.
And Nathan has noticed that this guy is obsessed with that song, Wake Me Up Inside.
I was just about to sing it. I'm mad that I'm mad that I didn't do that first.
And that the chorus of that song is exactly like 43 seconds long, or whatever the gap in the cockpit silence is.
Oh my God. Okay.
So Nathan believes that Sully put his iPod earbuds in and like listened to that chorus to get like revved up to like do the Miracle on the Hudson. And then he did. And it was like he saved lives, right? Okay. Sarah.
I mean.
Right. I wish I could adequately explain every episode, but there is so much insanity that I could never. It's shocking that I'm even watching
genius.
It is, but in the way that you're a genius, and definitely not in the way that I am anything. Because I'm just like, what the fuck? But it's so great. So anyway, in the end, he really is making an important point, which is that the co-pilot and the pilot need to have a relationship where you can dissent, and not descent, but dissent. And say like, hey, maybe you're not doing this right.
Right.
And that way you could avoid this type of thing. Also that pilots need to be able to tell their employer if they're struggling with depression instead of like trying to be perfect and squashing it down. Because now if they say they're suffering with anxiety or depression, they might lose their job.
Right, right.
And so he's just pointing out these glaring problems in the aviation industry. Yeah. And you should watch it because the finale is jaw-dropping.
Wow. And every pilot needs a good mixtape.
We all need like an amp-up song. What do they call that? Like when like a wrestler
anthem?
comes
like
out?
A
walkout?
Like your walkouts that yeah, like you're up to bat. What are they, like the pitcher or
Yeah, what are
the
those
batter comes
called?
out, like walkout songs.
And they rev you up, they get you like going,
Yeah.
and then you can do a Miracle on the Hudson.
What
What would yours be? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
No, but
that would be
like,
yours.
no, I'm
AC/DC?
just saying that's a good one. Mine.
It's a great one.
What would my walkout
I
song
know.
be?
I need to think about this.
I'm taking suggestions.
Yeah. I'm surprised, like, did you not have one in water polo?
No,
Man,
we didn't.
Women's sports always get shit on.
Yeah, I wish we did. I would say they did. My friend called me Barracuda. That it was like,
That's a great
so
one.
it could be like, ooh, Barracuda. You know, remember when we went to, like, that was when we went to see the Real World House, that was a song that the guy played for us. And I was like, that was the song that.
That's a perfect
right.
whatever anthem.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll work on mine.
That would be mine. What would yours be?
I know, that's what I think. I feel like I don't have one.
Well, it just means that you have to think every song you hear, you have to think, would this be my
We
walkout
Will
song?
Rock You's pretty great.
That's
Queen.
Good intro. Good. You don't want something with too long of an intro.
Oh.
Because you don't want to be like slow walking out there forever. It's got to go intro into like some.
Do you have one that I could do? Even Susie Q's too slow.
Right. Who let the dogs out?
Oh my god. The party is lit, the party is pumping.
Yeah.
I mean, I would get down to that for sure. I don't know if I would perform my best. But it's something to think about. I'll put it into the mix.
Yes.
Anyway, you should watch it. It's on HBO Max. You would love it.
I'm definitely going to watch
your
this.
alley.
Yeah,
for sure. But make sure you watch season 2. It is way better than season 1.
Okay.
But what a weirdo, that guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
just the ability to keep a straight face, like that's hard.
And he does bits that like take years of prep. Like when you see the finale, you'll be like, oh my God, he was planning this for like years.
Oh, that's art.
It is art. And that's how I felt watching Pee Wee too, is like, I don't have an artist brain. Like I have other gifts. That ain't it. And the artist brain does not care about time. They don't even know about time.
No.
Time blindness.
For
They're
sure.
just like, art is the only thing that matters. And like, I can't relate to that.
Well, you are setting me up well for some things I'd like to talk to you about in a future episode. So.
Well, TBC.
Yes.
To be continued on next episode. Wow. Cliffhanger. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to check out all of our codes on thebraincandypodcast.com because we got to like pay the bills around here. And check out patreon.com/braincandy if you want to hear any of our reality TV interviews, challenge content, all that jazz. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.